Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video of Weekly Talks, I'm going to talk about Motorola, that is the Moto. Now, as it's under Lenovo, and they are doing a lot of wrong things in my opinion. And guys, yes, I'm doing this Weekly Talks in my studio because I'm not that well. Didn't want to shoot it outdoors, and I made some pointers, so I'll go over that. A brief history. Actually, Motorola was the first company to actually manufacture smartphones, and they were sort of leaders. But lately, in the early late 2000s or something, they lost relevance. And though they were producing some very good phones, they were simply not selling because of their marketing, you could say. And one thing was that Motorola phones used to be very pricey, but Google actually purchased them for about $12.5 billion, if I recall, from Motorola. And but in 2014, Google sold it for a paltry sum of just $2.91 billion to Lenovo. That was in 2014, but lately in the some of the new products that we are seeing from Motorola in 2016, we are seeing the influence of Lenovo. And Google actually purchased Motorola because of its patents. Motorola had a lot of patents, and to protect the Android ecosystem, that was the main reason actually Google purchased Motorola. But they also actually reformed the entire Motorola portfolio, and we started to get some very good phones. Like the Moto G series was introduced when Motorola was under Google. A very good mid-range phone. That's the basics, right? Then we saw the affordable Moto E range, and also their slightly upper range that was known as the Moto X. But even their Moto X was priced very affordably. I would say it was not priced very high like some of the other flagships that we get from Samsung and stuff at around 50,000. I think so. They were priced around 30,000 or so. So very good, devices at a very affordable price. And Motorola started to gain traction, and the Moto G sold a lot worldwide. But in 2014, as I told you, Lenovo purchased Motorola, and some of the new products that we are seeing now, I have to say they're sort of disappointing from Motorola, and it looks like Lenovo's influence a lot. And I'm just going to talk about some of them. Right now, their portfolio of Motorola phones has become sort of diluted. For example, just this year, they launched the Moto G4 Plus, which was the replacement for the regular Moto G3. But they have increased the size. This is now sort of a phablet device. All Motorola phones, what I used to love, even the Moto G series, the Moto X series, they were very comfortable to hold in the hand. Ergonomically, they were designed beautifully. But I can't say that with this Moto G4 Plus. It's a very big phone. It's a 5.5-inch phone. That's a phablet. So yeah, if you have medium-sized hand, it's sort of uncomfortable. Also, they lost the back that was curved. That they lost that. So it's sort of uncomfortable. And some things like the fingerprint scanner were just put in over here. So it does not look like they designed it properly. The same thing we see even on the Moto Z. That's their premium lineup. The fingerprint scanner is just put up like this. Though it works, but it's out of place in my opinion, and it even does not act like a home button. So now I've noticed that this is not just the Moto G4 that we have. We have the regular Moto G4, the Moto G4 Plus. We also have the Moto G4 Play. So as you notice, now Lenovo and Moto are just flooding the market with lots and lots of phones like Samsung used to do. And again, they have the Moto X lineup. I'm sure that will also come out with multiple variants of phone. So they're sort of just flooding the market now instead of concentrating on one good product in that lineup like they used to do. And that was the success of Motorola. The Moto G2, Moto G3, there was just one model, but they made it pretty well. But when Lenovo took it, we found variants like the Moto G Turbo and stuff. And now it's increasing a lot, and that's confusing the user. It's not like they're just making one phone that is brilliant. So they're just, I feel personally, they're diluting their portfolio, and they should just cut down on number of products because lately they made a statement. Just stay tuned for that. That really irked me. I'll talk about that later. Now, again, one more thing was that with almost all the Moto phones, at least the Moto G series, which Google considered as a good mid-range phone, they had all the basic sensors that you would need. But on this Moto G4 Plus, yeah, the camera is really good. But for some reason, Motorola has skimped the compass sensor, which is used by a lot of apps these days. So I was just scratching my head, what's wrong with Motorola? And again, this is going the Samsung way. Samsung is sort of famous for skipping sensors on their mid-range phone. So I hope Lenovo stops this in their future variants. I won't say that Motorola has done anything. They made some brilliant phones with new technology like the Shutter Shield and stuff, which they launched last year on the premium lineup. It was pretty expensive, but it worked. I even reviewed it. The Moto G. I just don't recall the name, but here is the clip. I reviewed that and it worked perfectly. If you even drop the phone, I dropped it about 10 times, the screen did not break. So Moto is having that technology, and they should bring out that technology in at least their Moto X lineup of phones or whatever, but they are keeping it reserved for their very premium lineup. For example, the Moto Z, which is their new flagship. It's really thin. When I was in San Francisco, I checked it out, really thin at 5.5 mm. That turbo version has that shutter screen technology. Again, if we talk about the Moto Z, it's just 5.5 mm in thickness. Yes, it's the slimmest phone in the slimmest premium phone in the world, but in terms of functionality, it is sort of crippled. It is having just a 2600 mAh battery and powering that Quad HD display. And because of the size, they couldn't put a very good camera sensor. It just has a 13 megapixel sensor. And I didn't test it personally, but a lot of other people have tested it now because it's launched in the US, and they're reporting that the battery life is just about 2.5 hours. So Lenovo is losing the touch. Moto is losing the touch. Moto used to make very practical phones, but now it's going the very other route, just going for look, style, instead of making decent ergonomic and practical phones. That's the take I take with the Moto Z and the Moto Z Force. And I've heard that the Moto Z and the Moto Z Force launch in India was delayed because Lenovo and Motorola think that the pricing will be too high for an Indian consumer, above 50,000 or something like that. Lastly, why I'm really ticked now with the Motorola is that just about 4-5 days ago, they made a statement that many of the Moto phones will not get the Android security update. And their reason was it's tough to update all the phones in their lineup with Android security updates. So why don't you trim your lineup and make it manageable? You are Moto. Moto's phones people buy because of the stock Android experience that you get. People who don't want the Nexus devices and want the stock Android experience go for the Moto phones. And now you are not going to provide monthly security updates because your portfolio has become so bloated that you can't manage it. Come on, Motorola and Lenovo, fix the issues and don't destroy the Moto brand. So what do you think about the current situation of Motorola with the Lenovo? Are they making the right moves or are they making the wrong moves? I'll actually have a poll, so vote and give your suggestions, and I would also love to know your thoughts in the YouTube comment section below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.